Hello aspirants, looking at current affairs for 20th March. The news items that we have picked up from the Hindu newspaper are these 14. We'll look at them in detail. The first one, chemical used in IED at rail track identified. So this is a forensic report filed by NIA, National Investigation Agency, which is looking into these rail accident cases where a terror angle is suspected that Pakistan's ISI, Inter-Service Intelligence, is involved in these attacks, which are not accidents but actually terrorist attacks. So this investigation has seen that improvised explosive devices, IEDs, which were found on the rail track at Ghurasan in Bihar in October 2016, contained arsenic sulfide. So this was the primary material used in these IEDs. It was a pressure cooker bomb. So in this case, even the person, a businessman from Nepal, is being investigated and interrogated by NIA. So we are furthering our investigation in this case. Then next is Manipur blockade finally lifted. So we have seen the Manipur blockade, which was initiated by UNC, United Naga Council. So there is Naga population in Manipur which are demanding that the new districts which have been announced, there were 7 new districts announced by the former government, Congress government in Manipur. So the Naga population felt that it would adversely affect them and they were demanding that this order be revoked. So the trilateral talks were going on, means central government, state government and UNC together. Because the United Naga Council has its affiliation to a Naga group with which the central government is having peace deal. So that is why central government's role was prominent. So now Manipur has seen change of government, assembly elections were held and BJP has formed its government in Manipur. So now the trilateral talks have given results and the blockade has been lifted. On the question of the 7 new districts, the creation, will that be annulled? When that has been questioned, it said that there's no decision on that. It will be seen, means there's no rollback. Then there'll be discussions and we'll see what steps can be taken further. The next news item is Bulgarian dies in blizzard in Arunachal Pradesh. So this is regarding a massive blizzard which recently struck in Arunachal Pradesh. Around 127 tourists were stranded here. The Indian Army launched a massive rescue operation and saved these tourists. So one Bulgarian national died. So this is important even from disaster management perspective. One thing is Indian Army is involved in these rescue operations. So this you can see that disaster response force or disaster rescue teams are not, but army is used for such purposes as well in India. So that's an issue. Plus in geography perspective, you can understand what is a blizzard. So a blizzard is a massive snowstorm. A snowstorm in which there is heavy snowfall as well as strong winds blowing. It happens at very cold temperatures. So it's a long lasting snowstorm, blizzard. Next is move to get World Heritage status for Buddhist sites. So there are these Buddhist sites in Andhra Pradesh. So the Archaeological Survey of India is working towards having a proposal prepared to send to the UNESCO World Heritage Center, so that these can be tentatively listed and then formally been given the World Heritage Site status. So there are many World Heritage Sites in India, around 35, and these new will be proposed now. So with respect to Buddhism, for art and culture, everything is important. So these are the sites you can see. Lepakshi, Nagarjunakonda and Sankaram. These are prominently listed. So Sankaram is also known as Bojjanakonda. So this was excavated during the British rule in 1906. But interesting fact here of Sankaram or Bojjanakonda is that it has features, the finds here have features of all 3 phases of Buddhism: Hinayana, Mahayana and Vajrayana. So Hinayana, also known as the original Theravada Buddhism, Mahayana and Vajrayana. So this is the significance of this. So it has a 2-storied cave on a hill and even other caves are there, other rock cut caves are there in the adjoining hills in this Sankaram region here. So these are the Buddhist sites in Andhra Pradesh too listed here. Number 5 is Sankaram here. So Nagarjunakonda you can see, Amravati. Then the next news item is, and these are the World Heritage Sites in India. So cultural and natural. There are 35 World Heritage Sites. The latest 3 UNESCO World Heritage Sites added in 2016 are these: Nalanda in Bihar, Kanchenjunga National Park in Sikkim, and architectural work of Le Corbusier in Chandigarh. Then there are tentative lists too of World Heritage Sites to be included. So these we have proposed and they need to be included in the World Heritage Site list. So these are tentative list sites in India too. So there are many. So we want these to be included in this tentative list as well. The Buddhist sites in Andhra Pradesh. Then the next news item is Buddhism relevant in today's era. So this is regarding the 3-day International Buddhist Conclave which was there in Rajgir recently. President Pranab Mukherjee also addressed this ceremony and he said about Buddhism being relevant in today's era of violence. So the path which Gautam Buddha had proposed. So he emphasized on that. Plus Nalanda is known for the Nalanda University, the ancient educational system which attracted students from across the region. So students, teachers, here it was a huge ancient educational system. So this is planned to be revived too. Nalanda University is being set up. So it has been expanded here on the lines of Nalanda here. And also we already have now Nalanda Mahavira. This was a university, an institution set up during the time of first President of India, Dr. Rajendra Prasad. And recently it has also been given the deemed university status. So this is also there. It has recently also published this Pali Tripitaka. So Pali is the language in which Buddhist texts are, and Tripitaka means 3 canons. So these are Buddhist canons, Buddhist religious texts, and they have been published recently, the entire in Tripitakas in 41 volumes in Devanagari script. So that has been done by Nalanda Mahavira. And plus Dalai Lama also recently visited this university and deemed university, and it was after a gap of 60 years that he did so, and a sapling of Bodhi tree was planted by him here. So Bodhi tree is also the tree under which Gautam Buddha received enlightenment. So that's about this. Then the next news item is Dalits refuse to take part in Siddhi ritual. So this Siddhi ritual is there done by Dalits during the annual fair here in Hassan district, Karnataka. This is Hariharapur. So here this ritual is being done by Dalits only. What they do is men are tied to a wooden pole with the help of a hook inserted into their body, and women walk with their mouths locked with iron hooks around them. So this is to please the local deity here. So it's an annual event and it is called an inhuman ritual by these Dalit groups now, and they are refusing to participate in this ritual. So they are made to fast before this ritual too. So now they are raising their voice. They are asking the district head here to take action, the district administration Tehsildar, to take action and avoid this inhuman ritual. Last year too they made efforts, but then they could not succeed. So now again they are saying that this should not take place. It's towards the end of March that this ritual would take place. So with respect to culture and even social human rights, this is important. Siddhi. Then the next news item is lack of emotional connect making sparrows extinct. So the house sparrow, this has been declared as the state bird of Delhi too in 2012. So presently we are seeing that the sparrows are going extinct. So this is the case worldwide too. So the reason for this is being seen as lack of emotional connect. So that is a conservationist in India saying. So means it is saying that youths today are so busy with technology that the emotional connect is missing. Also the urbanization which we see today is such that matchbox houses are created. There is no space. So the sparrows have lost their natural habitat. So they cannot make nests like pigeons. Pigeons can make nests also on horizontal scaffoldings, like these ledges. So they can make nests on ledges, but then for sparrows, the sparrows need cavities, so to build their nests. So that is why we are seeing presently the sparrows population going down. Also March 20 has been declared as the World Sparrow Day, means today. This was done in 2010 by NFSI. So this was an initiative of NFSI. Means it is an Indian society, Nature for Ever Society of India. So this celebrates it annually, and now around 50 countries are involved in this celebration, World Sparrow Day. So you can see Nature Forever Society of India. So that is it. Next is China to take part in Brahmaputra festival. So this is 5-day Brahmaputra festival which will be celebrated presently. It's called Namami Brahmaputra. So it's organized by BJP-led government in Assam. So China representatives have agreed that they would be participating in this festival. So they will take part. So it's an international river, Brahmaputra. It flows through China, India, and then Bangladesh. Then it drains out into Bay of Bengal. So you can see 2,900 kilometer long river. 918 is in India, 1,625 is in China and 337 in Bangladesh. So that is the length of this river. Then the next news item is 123 Tejas jets to join IAF by 2024. So Indian Air Force will be getting around 123 Tejas. Tejas is the indigenously built light combat aircraft by HAL, Hindustan Aeronautics Limited. So around 123 will be there in the IAF by 2024-25. Presently, last July, IAF operationalized first Tejas squadron. This is 45 flying daggers. The name of the squadron, it comprised of 3 aircrafts. 2 more will join this squadron presently. So these will replace the MiG fighters. So MiG fighters, MiG-21, 27 are from Russia. So now indigenously built Tejas will replace them. So all 11 squadrons of MiG-21 and 27 fighters are scheduled to be phased out by 2024. So they will complete their technical life. So now Tejas is proposed to be replaced. So this is the Tejas light combat aircraft. It took a long time to be built. We have discussed Tejas earlier too. So in 1983, this LCA project, light combat aircraft project, was approved. And then finally in 2001, the first prototype came forth. And 2013, it got initial operation clearance. And then finally, with the final operation clearance in 2015, the induction started. And the indigenous content is here around 65%. So there was problem with the engine too, Kaveri engine. So then American engines have been used here. Ejection seats, Canadian canopy sheets have been used. So indigenous content presently 65% in Tejas. So its details are given here, specifications. Then the next news item is North Korea tests powerful rocket engine. So North Korea has said that it has successfully tested this powerful rocket engine, which will be used in its space research. It will launch satellites in space. So North Korea would also have its geostationary satellites. So this, the critics say that this is only a shield use, a guard use. It's actually trying to build up its nuclear arms. So it says space program is just a fig leaf. Fig leaf means something which you use to hide something else. Fig leaf for its weapons tests. So North Korea has, it has been banned by UN from conducting long-range missile tests. So that is also there. We are seeing that it is planning to build its missiles, long-range missiles, so that it can also target USA. So that is North Korea. Bans put on it. And then US and China are working together on North Korea now. So the two leaders here met, Chinese President Xi Jinping and US Secretary of State Rex Tillerson. So this was his first trip to Asia, and they discussed about North Korea too, because China supports North Korea. So US wants China to come together and they can both work together on North Korea. So this has been agreed on. There are other issues also between US and China, like with respect to the missile defense system, THAAD, which we have discussed earlier too, in South Korea. So US is planning to set up its THAAD in South Korea. So that is opposed by China because it does not want any US missile defense system in its neighborhood. So China is a neighbor of North Korea. So this is there, plus US and China relations are also affected because of Taiwan. So Taiwan, Chinese Taipei, as we have discussed this earlier too, this is self-ruled entity. It's an island here, but China claims complete control over it. That's called One China policy. So Taiwanese president had also called President Donald Trump when he won the elections, before he even joined the White House. So that time also hue and cry was made by China that how can such communication take place. Plus also the Trump administration here, USA, is planning to provide arms to Taiwan. So this is also going to antagonize China. So these are also the issues between the two, and plus North Korea is another issue. And South China Sea dispute is also another issue, where again US is trying to have its presence, supporting its allies, and China trying to claim the region, the South China Sea. Then next is doubts raised over second IFSC's viability. So this is regarding International Financial Services Center, IFSC. So these are financial service centers, means financial transactions can easily take place in these centers. So these are regarded as entities outside the country. So foreign exchange transactions, everything can take place easily. So it's given, it's part of SEZ also. So it's a special economic zone considered as an outside territory, not as a territory within the country of India for the rules and regulations to be applied. So it is, all these provisions are made to attract foreign investors. So one such International Financial Service Center has already been established in Gandhinagar in Gujarat. So this is called Gift City. Gujarat International Finance Tech City. So now Maharashtra government is proposing another IFSC which should be established in Mumbai in BKC region. So this viability of this second IFSC is being looked into and is being questioned by Commerce Department. So Commerce Department means under Ministry of Commerce is the regulatory authority for SEZs. And IFSC regulation would all come under the Finance Ministry too, Department of Economic Affairs. Also RBI looks into regulation of IFSCs. Insurance authorities also, insurance regulatory body too. Because here even banks are established. So these banks are similar like foreign banks. So they are given that status. So it's a huge center which is established for all these financial transactions and with all these entities in place. So this now that's what it is, that IFSC will be set up in SEZ. So Commerce Ministry is asking now that whether it would be viable or not, because advanced countries also have only one IFSC. Then why should we have two? Also that we are not full capital account convertible yet too. So still we are having two IFSCs proposed is being questioned. What is full capital account convertibility? We'll look at that too. So you can see even SEZ law says that only one IFSC can be there approved in an SEZ, but then more than one IFSC can be there in the country. But in an SEZ there can be only one IFSC. Then this is regarding the capital account convertibility. So there can be current account and capital account convertibility. So current account means regular transactions which take place. That convertibility is there, means full convertibility. You can easily have your current account transactions. So those are in lower levels, means they are not huge amount of money. So that current account convertibility India has. But capital account convertibility means capital account means huge assets, etc. Financial assets can also be converted easily into foreign financial assets at market exchange. So this capital account convertibility has not been brought in India yet, because then means it is allowed, but then regulations will be there. You need permissions from RBI and then only it can be done. It cannot easily be done as such. So this is being said that we don't have full capital account convertibility yet. So why do we need two IFSCs? So implications, what will be the implications of capital account convertibility? You can see it's discussed here. So this is generally there in developed countries. So it's a sign of openness of the economy too. When you have that comfort factor, that this attracts investors. So overseas investors are attracted. It means they can have capital assets here and then they can convert it into foreign capital assets at any point of time. So they feel the ease here. But then what would happen means if this is a high risk. So high risk, high gain. So when there is good times, huge inflows of foreign capital, it would be good. But then in bad times, it can result in huge outflow of capital from the country too. So that safeguard is required. So it's like there are chances of export of domestic savings going out of the country. So that's why full capital account convertibility can be given only if the economy is ready for it. Then the next news item is new Wi-Fi system to offer super fast connectivity. So the scientists here in Netherlands have developed a new wireless internet based system which works on infrared rays. So the present Wi-Fi that uses radio signals. So radio signals in the frequency of 2.5 to 5 gigahertz are used, but this new system will be using infrared light. So this year you will not have to have every device enabled with Wi-Fi, and sharing of Wi-Fi with every device will not be required, because each device will get its own ray of light. So it's not radio waves but light, infrared light which is being used, and this is that which will not affect the human eye. So it does not reach the retina in the eye, so it will not be harmful. And this means these will be light antennas, so light which can be mounted on the ceiling, and then they'll be able to precisely direct the rays of light supplied by an optical fiber, so that all devices in the range can have Wi-Fi connectivity without sharing. So each one has its own ray of light. So that's what they are saying. So this will be at much faster speed too. It has achieved a speed of 42.8 gigabits per second over a distance of 2.5 meters. And the present Wi-Fi systems, the best of them too, also can not get more than 300 megabits per second. So you can see the difference. This is 300 megabits. This is 42.8 gigabits. So it's super fast, but plus sharing will also not be required. So this is the new Wi-Fi system developed. The next is scientists discover 5 new subatomic particles. So this is the last news item about subatomic particles and the standard model of particle physics. We have already discussed in detail twice earlier. So the 18th Jan video also has this detail. I have provided the link here, so you can go through that for the details on the standard model of particle physics. But the news here, we'll just discuss that. So this is the discovery done at Large Hadron Collider, which is part of CERN. So that the 18th Jan news is when we became an associate member of CERN. So with respect to that, we discussed the whole standard model of physics too. So here 5 new subatomic particles have been discovered. These are omega C0, which is a baryon. What is a baryon? You refer to that article. Quarks, strange term, everything we have discussed there. So you will get more details after understanding that article which is covered there, discussed there. So this is omega C0, ZC plus. So after decay, they have these new forms which they take. So these new particles have been discovered as such in this Large Hadron Collider accelerator presently. So that is it. Thank you.